I have found a hidden oasis in West LA that is free to visit, and they offer guided tours also for free. So let's check out this amazing place. West LA is home to UCLA, and right on the UCLA campus is this, the Mildred and Mathias Botanical Gardens. 7.5 acres of a carefully curated collection of plants and trees from around the world, many of them with very interesting pedigrees. We're starting at the Lacretz Garden Pavilion. Morton Lacretz is a real estate developer and a philanthropist, and he has donated money to a number of different endeavors like this. He gave the funds for the Lacretz Bridge that connects Atwater Village to Griffith Park, and up at Griffith Observatory you'll see the Lacretz name. I think it's his daughters who have donated there, so it's really nice to see everything that he's given to. There are tables and chairs for you to bring your lunch and enjoy here. It was pretty quiet on the weekend, but I imagine during the week this gets pretty crowded with students and faculty. The paths are wide and flat and wheelchair accessible. These plants look like palms, but they're not. They're called cycads, and they are over 280 million years old. They were growing when dinosaurs were on the earth. They're rare and they're valuable. Berkeley's Botanical Gardens keep their cycads behind a locked fence. They're almost never found in the wild. They exist in botanical gardens like this one and private collections. There was a woman in our tour group named Mary Totes, and this is her tree. Her family donated it here to the gardens last year for her birthday. It's an Indonesian cinnamon tree. She said, you know, they brought her down here on her birthday, there were balloons, and she's like, oh, that's nice, they're having a birthday party for me. And her daughter says, so what kind of tree is that? And she's like, it's an Indonesian cinnamon tree, I'm really familiar with that. She's like, well, what's the name of the tree? She's like, Indonesian cinnamon. And then she says, well, go take a look. And then she saw her name and realized that this was their birthday gift to her. What a cool birthday gift. Right behind the Mary Totes Indonesian cinnamon tree is this pollinator garden. I have been seeing butterflies flitting around all morning long. Can I just say that trying to film butterflies is really hard because they are constantly moving, but fortunately there are always benches and chairs that you can sit under the tree and just wait for that perfect moment or just enjoy the garden. You see this really large tree here? This is called a Dawn Redwood. It's a living fossil, which means it lived back in ancient times when dinosaurs roamed, and it still lives today. Now, it was thought to be extinct for about 5 million years. But then it was found again in the Sichuan province in China in the 1940s. So a team of scientists went to Sichuan to verify it and discovered it really was the Dawn Redwood. And so this was at the time during the Chinese Cultural Revolution when Mao was taking over the entire country. So prior to that, we had agreements with China to share scientific information, and the scientists knew they had a limited amount of time because that was going to come to an end when Mao completely took over China. So they sent a team of scientists to collect seeds and bring them back to the United States. So every single Dawn Redwood that is in the United States originated from the Sichuan province in China in that period before Mao took over the country. This particular tree looks to be 50 to 70 years old, so it actually could be from that original batch from China. We don't really know that, but everyone is a descendant from that original batch. Now, there is a story which I could not verify, was when the scientists got to customs in the US from bringing all of these seedlings and seeds back from China, that the customs agent wouldn't let him in with those because he said they could bring pests, invasive species with them. And the scientists, recognizing how important these seedlings were, just started causing a ruckus. Do you know how old this is? We thought it was extinct for 5 million years. And he was making such a fuss that it brought another customs agent over to see what was going on. And he's like, how old is this plant? He's like, oh, 20 million years. And he's like, sounds like it's an antique. So they got it through customs as an antique rather than as a plant. Now again, I don't know if this story is true or not, but it's a great story. Take a look at how the branches go down on this particular fir tree. This fir tree has the largest cones of any fir tree ever. They can weigh up to 20 pounds. So that is for sure not a tree that you want to have a picnic under. When the recent storms hit, some of those cones fell down and they are displayed outside of the director's office. They weren't 20 pounds though, they were only like 5 to 10 pounds. Still, you don't want one of those hitting you on the head. You can see behind me there is a huge fenced off section. Normally there would be a stream that runs through there. It's a man-made stream, but they are doing some construction to make it more ecologically friendly. The water is going to be recycling instead of just pulling from city water and populating the stream. So that is supposed to be finished in the spring, so I will definitely be coming back to see that. Here is a map of the Botanical Gardens. You can see that there are 4 different entrances. We came in through the Lacrette's entrance, and you can see the stream that goes here in the center. That's the part that is currently under construction. This tree is a ginkgo tree. This is also a living fossil. It survived the mass extinction event that wiped out the dinosaurs, and it survived the previous mass extinction events. I think the tree line is about 250 million years old. This particular ginkgo tree is also very special. When the atom bomb was dropped in Hiroshima in 1945, it obliterated everything except the ginkgo tree. It was like burnt to a crisp, but saplings started growing from those burnt remains without any apparent deformities or effect from the radiation. This particular tree is a descendant of those ginkgo trees that survived the bomb in Hiroshima. Really special tree. It was planted here as a sapling in 2015, and it's growing really well. This area is where they have outdoor classes, as you would expect. Since it's on the campus of UCLA, it is used by the botany students to study the plants. But it's not only used for botany students. The art students come over here and they can sketch. You've got environmental planning who study the effects of pollution on the plants and the beneficial effect on plants in an urban environment. And you have geologists who are studying the land around here. So this is a very useful area for study for the UCLA students. Here's a little piece of trivia for you. If you're looking at the card on a plant and it's got an X in it, that means that it is a hybrid between two other plants, but it's a hybrid that occurred naturally. It wasn't through intervention by humans. Here's another piece of trivia. If you're looking at an information card for a plant and it has a word or phrase in all caps in quotes, that means that plant is a hybrid, but it was a hybrid created by humans, not in nature. There is so much more to see here. Every tree has a story to tell, and I've only told you a few. If you can, I would recommend that you take one of the free guided tours. But if the timing doesn't work for you, they have online resources you can use. Or simply come by and enjoy the beauty and serenity of these gardens. I hope this helps you find your adventure. Thank you for watching.